tuning in with Enchantress the Babbler, aka Jennifer Molina. I am here getting gas at the gas station, like this cool thing to do on my way to this place that I shall work at for today. Yay! Hip hip parade! So I'm not ready, setting up. Hope everybody had a wonderful, fabulous weekend. I'm a little bit under the weather today. I could barely hear even myself speak at this time. My ear is like really clogged and it hurts. But I'm getting better because I feel better. And namaste. Something happens when you decide. Like when you decide something for yourself in your life, it's like you team up with your universal wonder and creator that is working alongside you in the energy department, cooking up the very thing that you have decided upon to do. It's like this countdown thing of this thing that you have decided to do once you have decided to do whatever it is that you're gonna do. Something happens when you make up your mind. It's like you get clear with your time. And sometimes even when you make up your mind, you realize that you was out of your mind and that's not even, you know, what you thought you want or need or believed, because the moment that you made a decision, you were met with its polarity, and it's like, ooh, wait a minute. Like there are certain things that I too am working on healing through and getting through, like just certain personal procrastinations that I have for myself that block me from getting to getting the desired outcome that I desire for myself, because I get so wrapped up in so many different things that, you know, not one thing gets complete or completed much later than needed. You know what I mean? Like it's like scattered brain syndrome of so many things, and disappointing that feels to me too. Like, you know, and these things, these healings, these dealings, these reality shifts and paradigm clicks that, I'm sorry, well, right? So it's like deciding for yourself, and it's interesting how even this came into my conscious awareness at this time, although I always know that procrastination is something that I have to consciously be aware of, that I can do for myself. See, you know, the things that we do for others and the lack of those same very things that we don't do for ourselves is what I'm talking about. Because, you know, you may say, oh, you know, but I do this and that, you know, and this is why, you know, justifying the procrastination for yourself and doing the things that you desire to do that come from this well within. You know, kicking up about freaking this illusion of conditioning of time. We don't have time to do a lot of things that we want to do. Meanwhile, time is made up, boo. So if I'm talking low, I don't know. For me, I feel like I'm yelling. And as I said, my hearing is a little bit off, and there's a lot of pressure, and I'm kind of feverish too. But I'm getting through, you know what I mean? So anyways, how this came into light for me, this is why I love synchronicity and just the beauty of being open to receive the messages that are for me, even if they come in a different shape and form through another. The ability for me to process and vibrate this towards myself. This is like that catalog of wealth that they speak about in the laws of attraction. For we are, you know, hold on. We are commanders of our ships, our vessels at the end of the day. So we choose what it is that we want to vibrate in through whatever selection of catalog of life we're being presented with at every single moment in time. Like, we pick and choose what it is that's going to be our vibration through what it is that we're perceiving, or, you know, that we're seeing or receiving. So this catalog of life, shuffling through, I love shuffling through and seeing the messages that resonate with me so deep that only I can see. So how can I ask another to vibrate in that same capacity with me when this is only, you know, for myself? And just the ability to be able to identify and resonate for me and my own growth, my process, my journey, you know, this thing that I breathe, bleed. I'm just documenting openly my own journey on this ride, of this rise, of this elevation that is sublime, you know, poetically divine. For you will see in alignment with you too that poetry will move you in ways that you never knew that it can do. For it will be moving and flowing through you like a river in a stream, spewing from your lips like something sweet that everybody's just gonna want to kiss, you know? Yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, the ability to see the messages for me, because again, just as I'm open to the good, I'm open to receiving for the good all my blocks as well that I can't see. And I know that I will see whatever it is that even blocks from me, because procrastination is just this thing, but it goes deep. So what is it that I'm not seeing, right? So here I am, you know, YouTube viewer as well as YouTuber that, you know, post videos as well. I like to see other people's things. It's inspiring to me. So as I'm scrolling through like my feed, I see what is, pick a card. It says pick a card, and this will show you your, like, your block, like what block prevents you from, like, you know, succeeding. Or it wasn't succeeding, it's just like what was it? What prevents you from, you know, getting it fully aligned and right with you in your life? And I was like, oh, let's see what messages can be for me too at this time. So I click on it, I start watching, I pick the card that's for me, and woohoo! This detail of a seed that goes and aligns with me on this procrastination that exists within me through this habitual conditioning bestowed onto me of this sight that, you know, for so long I had in my life, that created a lot of blockage for myself, that now in my conscious awareness I am gifting myself this wealth of health first, you know. So learning to identify certain things is this cool thing to do for you, because it allows you to get through. Like, you can't stay stuck, boo, on one sentiment, boo, because it's like being stuck on stupid. Like, that's ridiculousness, right? So who wants to do that with their life? Like, what, you're gonna stay stuck? You're gonna stay stuck somewhere that a moment that has already passed, arrived, like, you know, or just keep doing the same thing over and over time, expecting something different in result? I told you, my Uncle Einstein, genius is he, when he says that is the definition of insanity. You know what I mean? So, like, we gotta get hip with our own steez. And when I see steez, I mean styles. And when I mean styles, I mean vibrations. Okay? So you gotta get hip with your sensations. Whatever it is that you are vibrating, no matter what it is that you're saying, you gotta remember that it's all about you and your own elevation, your own alignment with your own creations. Unless you want everything else to be your dictations. And that is like getting dick slapped in the face. You know what I mean? So who wants that? These analogies that I speak is just, you know, for humors me. But anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, so the blockage for me with sowing some seeds is just in also the identification. One part of it, and which is what I'm gonna get, is just these so many things that I do, and the inability for me to trust in my own decision processes, because due to even just my conditioning of decisions that I have made in my life that has caused me so much, you know, aggravation and strife and struggle is not right, that I doubt my own ability to judge and assess my own situations, and to do something that is positive for my own elevations, that I, because of these other built-in sensations, vibrations that have been a part of my experience in this human experience, that has subconsciously rooted in me this inability to resonate deep for myself, to trust in myself, because whenever I did something that was in alignment with that conditioning, that was my habitual, you know, stiffening of things, I was in alignment with that vibration, you see. So, okay, so let's now start getting to this, you know, consciously understanding the habits that were formed there. So there you go, you're not taking away the experience there, but you're taking accountability for the actions that were displayed due to the habits of your waves and your ways of being. So do you see what it is that I'm trying to speak, that I'm seeing here? So this card that was being presented to me about my block of my inability to make a decision and stick with it, you see, has caused like even the you know, the obstruction of like, what about these 2 books that should have been published last year on top, you know what I mean, of the inability to pick a date, to do this, to hold myself accountable, to make decisions for the things that I am going to be doing for myself. This unconditioning of a conditioning, yeah, it may be maddening, it may require you to, you know, really truly get into you, and it requires a lot of like dedication to yourself, but you know, it is what's going to help. This is what this is here for. I can only give you some of what it is that I have in this human experience, in this lifetime, or whatever lifetimes that I am gifted with remembrance of, to be able to share in this journey through love, is you know, this cup of, you know, ever-flowing, overflowing love is ruler of my shrine during these times. And in that alignment with gifting of sight, verbalized right. So yeah. So you see what I mean? These decisions, these things that I speak. So countdown for me, which this epiphany that occurred to me just yesterday got me on some 11-day decision making process of a project that must be completed. Today makes day 10. Countdown 10 of time well spent for decisions that I make for me. Finally deciding what it is, you know, and just doing and completing one task at a time. That's all that's needed from you, is to decide what is right and what is aligned with you. What is it that you desire to do? Okay, that's step one. You see, step one, you see the ability to identify for within me exists outside of me, and this ability that I have to be able to dissect, reflect, introspect, and get on my grind at this time is for the evolution of I, participating for myself, with myself, being patient and kind with myself, but being most real with myself, because that is what's going to help. So a lot of the things that we don't hold ourselves accountable for are these extra things that we need to put in, you see, for the strengthening of we ourselves, because we got all this other stuff already out there on display, just holding down these forts. And so this conformity of just putting down our own, like, building of our own foundations and dreams, because it takes too much more effort from us, you see, because we got all these other earthly things that we tend to, you know, it can beat a soul down. And we walking around miserable with these frowns, but it's just one little simple step to do something. And dude, that's gonna happen when you reflect. You gotta go in. You gotta go in for your win. There's no win without your in. There's no in with, I mean, I'm hot. Oh yeah, hot. No, but hot, like hot fever, hot. There is no win, okay, without your in. And that starts with your attitude. So you gotta get cracking on that attitude and how it is that you choose to wake up feeling. For what? For whom? Why? Why this too? Like, understand yourself, boo, and why you do whatever it is that you do. How is it that you're gonna radiate? How is it that you're gonna vibrate? How is it that you're gonna make yourself feel? How is it that you're gonna, just by somebody just walking in your presence and you not even having to speak, how is it that your vibration, your radiation, your frequency, your everything that you're sending out to them, you see? Like, that guy was trying to get my attention. Must have saw me recording. Shy as me, and then I get quiet and then I figure what I'm saying. You see distractions in every single way, but you know what? You gotta focus with today, because I made a decision today to record, even though I was feeling this way. Because, you know, as always, I got something to say. Enchantress the Babbler is me. So it does resonate deep. But yeah, you gotta get into your in, alright, for your ultimate win. because this is how you're going to give it your little prophetic spin, because you start participating in the journey of your own life and not just conforming to what you think this is what life. No, my so-called life, my soul what? All right, so you sow your own seeds, and I know that we have so much other responsibility that is like conditioned to we, and there are things that we have to do in order to compute and to just be able to manage in this day and age. But don't let that discourage you from making and building your own stage. Life is meant for you too to engage, not just to conform to these ways. Yeah, if you have to, you know, there's certain things like you have to do, like even me right now having to go to this place too, you know, you think this is what I'm gonna do. But you know, it's about your attitude, it's about your chosen view, it's about your perception, it's about your reflection, it's about your purpose, it's about what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing, and getting aligned and in tune with whatever it is that you're doing. And if there's something that's just not too in right in your life, then that's your opportunity to get it right and get in alignment. What you like, you know, get your attitude right, get your mind right, get the whatever stick that's wedged up your butt out. That's not how life is supposed to be feeling, and you're not supposed to be walking about like with that lodged up your butt. So it's not meant to be that way. Or if you want it to be that way, then own that too way and be like, I like to be this way. Okay, I guess then that type of person is not watching this channel. Bye. Have a nice life. I don't know. But yeah, so Speedy Gonzalez, slow your roll. Like, whoa. Yeah, scaries. So yeah, so one of the blocks that came up, you know, on this, you know, the synchronicity of life, that, you know, I just happened to randomly select that this was the one that I was going to view at this time, and ding ding ding, which contributes to what I beat myself up about, just certain levels of procrastination with certain things that I want to do, you see, but I allow for other external things to get into the way, you see, and then that's like defeated is me and not completing it in the way that, you know, I envision or imagine or desire it to be. But identification is the ability that I have to be able to take a stance on my position now on these lands and see for myself, like, okay, what's gonna do me good, that what's gonna help. And you know, listening to this video, I just fast forwarded to the card that I had selected, because she was such a dear and provided the timestamps of every card number and when it started. So that was like truly awesome. So I went straight there, and here I am met with a detail of what contributes to what I label as procrastination. Do you see the diving down that rabbit hole of just now being able to see something else that I can identify with that contributes to that is my inability to make a decision and stick with it. Not trusting in it, whatever the case may be. I gotta get down nitty, get to the nitty gritty of it, release it, purge it, transmute it, freaking get hip with what it is that I'm supposed to be doing with this, because, you know, I gotta get through this. Like, okay, that helps identify for me in some kind of way. This was helpful, yay, like I do, yes, amen. You know what I mean? So we need to be able to do these things for us, for ourselves, for our wealth, for our health. You gotta understand, if you ain't right, mama ain't right, nine ain't right. And if you're in for your win, you gotta go in. And that's how I'm going to end this one, guys. You want to win, you gotta go in. And if mama ain't right, you ain't right. Yeah. Cheers. Namaste. I hope I feel better today. I shall.